Okay. I was wondering, you were playing the piano, the clarinet, and you were playing saxophone in a jazz band, clarinet in a brass band. And how did you get into metal? What was your metal big bang?
Metal Big Band was the concert of Metallica and Guns N' Roses. They were playing together in Kansas City.
In autumn
In
92.
autumn 92, yeah. And that was really the turning point for me. It just happened like that in one night, because until that, the hardest stuff that I was able to listen to was like Queen or old Gary Moore. I wasn't really into this heavy stuff at all. But then my host family, they took me to this Metallica concert, and I didn't even really want to go there because I didn't really like the band at all.
No?
But then I saw the concert and I was totally taken by it.
And what,
I think
what
since
struck
that
you
day,
about it?
I don't know, it was just the energy and the whole atmosphere. I was totally blown away by it. And I remember that the next week I went to the store and bought all Metallica CDs, and that was the beginning. So Metallica started it all for me. After that there was the early Dream Theater, Pantera, then came Ozzy Osbourne, Megadeth, all these old classics.
And you write your songs on a piano, keyboard, and on guitar.
Yeah, actually I picked the guitar for the first time for this new album, and I think that's one of the reasons why the new album is a little bit more guitar riff orientated, because I use the guitar much more in the songwriting process already. I don't really know how to play at all. I just know some notes and can do some little bit riffing, but I think it also might bring some kind of new perspective to the guitar playing, because honestly I don't know how to play, so it's like a really fresh thing for me as well. But the keyboard still is like the main instrument that I'm doing the songs with.
But I think it's maybe. I think most metal bands, they write their songs on guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it hard? How do you make songs on a keyboard for metal? Can you explain it? Do you hear the guitar, or do you improvise and say, well, this part you have to play on the guitar? How do you?
I just pretty much hear the whole thing in my head already. Sometimes I have a very specific riff of what I want the guitar to play, and sometimes I just like have the basic idea that the guitar should be doing some heavy riffing here, but I don't know what. So in that case I just leave it up to Empu to come up with a good riff. It works with the other instruments as well. So I usually just do the basic lines and all the keyboard lines, and then we arrange the whole thing with the whole band.
Okay. How was it?
24 minutes again.
Okay, so 9. I think 9. Okay, then we do the last question. Let me see. I think this one was a really nice one. Romanticide. See me ruined by my own creations. Perfection, my messenger from hell.
Yeah, that's a tough line to sing. Perfection, my messenger from hell. Yeah, yeah, it's I'm a perfectionist, and I think I can speak for the whole band that everybody has this perfectionist type of person inside of them. So we really want to do everything as well as we can, and even better. And that can get really hard sometimes.
When is it hard then?
Because you know that this song or this line or this riff isn't quite right. It should be better, but you just can't figure out what's wrong with it. And it's the same with writing lyrics. I write the lyrics over and over and over again many times because it's just not perfect. And it still isn't, so that's what really pisses you off. So that's why perfection is the messenger from hell.
But isn't it also sometimes that do you believe then in the thing of spontaneity? Because sometimes when you write your lyric on and on and on, and maybe then it's really nice, but then you lose the spontaneity in the music and in the lyric. Do you believe in that, or?
Yeah, that can happen as well. But I still believe that the more you work with the song, I think it gets better. At least that's the way it works for me, I've noticed. Okay. Just more work and work and work and more ideas, and just be open about it, and it ends up being the best way.
And if all of you are perfectionists, and maybe it's better if one person isn't that much of because then you can mellow out more, because I think then you have also sometimes arguments or not.
We get along pretty well, actually.
Okay, I know, because when you're all I was wondering, the song, the Finnish song, what does the title mean?
Well, it's translated into Death Creates an Artist. It actually sounds better in Finnish.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And why did you include, let's say, a Finnish song on the album?
Just like a experiment, like see how a song in Finnish would sound like. It was like a small exotic thing for the wholeness of the album, paying homage to the Finnish fans and
To your roots.
To your roots, yeah. I mean, I had a lot of doubts about that song. Even in the studio, I had the lyrics written in English, just in case it wouldn't work out in Finnish, so we would do it in English. But I think it brings a nice exotic touch to the album.
Okay. And for the future, are there already some new songs written, or don't you write on the road?
I gather ideas on the road, I could put it like that. For the actual songwriting process, I need my solitude and peace at home. But like on the road and on the off dates when we're at home, I usually spend a lot of time doing the new songs. So far, I think I have like 2 completely new songs and a lot of ideas.
Okay. And when do you already know when you will go back to the studio again?
We don't have any concrete plans, but I would assume that sometimes in 2006 we will enter the studio. Definitely not this year.
Okay.